FBI Director Christopher Wray testified on Capitol Hill this week. He was grilled by Republican senators about Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and the FBI's role in suppressing the laptop story before the 2020 election. We're just hearing about this now for some reason. Joining me now, the CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group, former GOP Congressman Devin Nunes. Congressman Devin, great to have you on. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well, Rob, here in Dallas, getting ready for CPAC, so lots of excitement here.
Yeah, are you taking the stage today, or did you speak last night?
I'm first up in the morning, so doing a panel on the fake news, so good thing we won't be talking about you and Newsmax.
Right, no, none of that on Newsmax. Good to see you. I'm wondering what you make of these accusations that the FBI suppressed negative Hunter Biden stories to impact the election in 2020. Now, when you were in Congress, this is something that you were all over. This is now coming to light 20 months later. What do you make of that?
Look, I don't think there's any question that's what happened at the time. And now you're seeing these whistleblowers come forward. I think Senator Grassley raised something yesterday that's very concerning, and that is that some of these whistleblowers, or at least one of these whistleblowers, potentially has been moved already. So Director Wray has said he's going to protect the whistleblowers. He really needs to do that, because one of the challenges that we had, all through the Russiagate and the Ukraine impeachment hoax and all of these, supposed scandals, that really it was the FBI deeply involved in these scandals, was that it was really hard to get anyone in the FBI to talk. Now, finally, you've got, according to news reports, several whistleblowers coming forward from within the FBI. That's probably one of the few ways this is going to be actually fixed, right, until Republicans can get in control and actually take a deep dive and dissect through the entire Department of Justice.
And the other part of that now playing out. Good point. The other part of that playing out right now before our eyes this week, Chinese state media threatened to shoot down Nancy Pelosi's plane before she took off for Taiwan earlier in the week. The White House, Joe Biden in particular, didn't come out and condemn that rhetoric from Chinese officials and state media. Do you think there's a connection between what they might have on the Biden family and Hunter Biden?
Well, look, I think there is one thing that's a connection, not necessarily to China, but there could be things on that laptop that tie the Bidens to China. Just like we now know that that Hunter Biden, this was largely swept under the rug. He sat on the board of Burisma, a Ukrainian company. Now, don't you think when they're impeaching the president of the United States for the Ukraine impeachment hoax, and when we were raising those issues about Hunter Biden and Burisma, his connections to Ukraine, which then ultimately leads to these other countries, that's something the American public should have known. That's something that we in Congress should have known. When we raised those issues before the Congress, it was denied by everyone, including the fake news, who said that it was fake news. So you just have to wonder, why wouldn't Biden be stronger on China?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, maybe there's something on that laptop. We just don't know at this point.
And stick up for a Speaker of the House from his own party. Devin, I thought this was amazing. So country star John Rich comes out with a song taking a stand against big tech. So that's fine. But the song is now #1 on iTunes. It's called Progress. He released this without a label, and he did so exclusively on Truth Social. What does that say about Truth Social? How'd that happen?
Look, I think it's an amazing story, right? You've got millions of dollars that are being spent every single day promoting new songs. So the fact that John Rich, no record label, no money to actually go and advertise this, all we did was put it out on Truth Social. He put his video on Rumble, and look, it soared to #1. It sat there for 2 weeks in a row, beating song after song after song by the woke corporates that are refusing to not only put his song under a record label, but also, I should say, Rob, they're refusing to actually play his song on country music stations.
Right.
And I don't understand, if you've heard the song, and I encourage everybody to go hear it. Like, you would think if it's being banned by the woke corporates that there must be something in there about President Trump or MAGA or something. The song is harmless. I think unless you're somebody like you and I that pays attention to politics, most people wouldn't even have a clue that this has anything to do with politics. It's really his artistic way where he talks about the problems in this country, a lot like singer-songwriters do. Remember back in you and I weren't alive, Rob, but back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of singer-songwriters. And those songs became very popular. They met the moment.
Right.
And so you have a guy like John Rich who's being suppressed, and that's why we exist here at True Social.
Yeah, unbelievable. And it's, by the way, it's bad for business. These radio stations are failing all over the country, and by not playing this song, they're only hurting themselves. Self-sabotage. Unbelievable. You're right. The song is great, totally benign, nothing offensive in there. Enjoy CPAC today in Dallas. Look forward to having you back on soon. Former Congressman Devin Nunes back with us. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Hey, guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number, 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532. Thank you.